Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Salam Media this wonderful Jummah afternoon. It is a bright, wonderful, warm, and sunny afternoon here in Josie, despite the fact being the last day of autumn. Yes, by next week we are full force into winter, inshallah. So we are in the 10 days of Zil Hajj. It is a beautiful time to make ibadat, and I'm really, really excited that this kind of coincided with me chatting to a beautiful woman that I absolutely love and adore, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it later. This is the Reviews by Riz segment. If you guys are not familiar with this segment, the segment is all about building Muslim businesses and building Muslim brands. We're trying to, inshallah, connect Muslim clientele to Muslim owned businesses to build a unity and create muhabbat between the ummah, inshallah. We want to get our Muslim business owners out there and recognized for the amazing things that they are doing, and of course get the clientele that they require. So this is for any type of business, whether you guys have a fantastic product that you need Muslims to know about, whether you have a restaurant concept that is unique, whether you're making the best burgers out there. We want to know about it. We want to try it out. We want to review it, and we want to connect you to your community. This is all about building the community of the Muslim Brotherhood, the Ikhwa, as you can say. And of course, inshallah, what we want for ourselves is what we want for others. And that is what will build our true 100% pure Iman, inshallah. So last week we had a fantastic giveaway from Muhammad, and I'm going to actually play it because it's currently still running on our social media. So check this out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Chic Jules Boutique is partnering up with Salam Media to give you guys an unforgettable Eid giveaway worth 3,000 Rand. You can build up your own unique, amazing nomination bracelet. To enter, make sure you're following Salam Media, Chic Jules, myself, Rizzy D. In the comments below, share what nomination charm you'll choose and why, and tag 2 friends. Best of luck. So this is a giveaway running on our Instagram platform. So you guys will have to be entering on our Instagram platform. It's Salam Media Lifestyle, Rizzy_D, as well as Chic Jules Boutique. Now, getting into what we're chatting about today, inshallah, I will be joined a little bit later by the proud owner and founder of Primal Wellness, Jess Mouneimne, and inshallah, she's going to tell us so much more about her product. But this is why I'm so excited about sharing her story with us today. Jess is really vocal on all her platforms. She's got a beautiful following on social media, and she uses it for good. She's actually lost. You're going to chat to her in a bit. She's a proud athlete as well. She's lost sponsorships from brand deals because of her choice and decision to stand up loud and proud for Palestine, standing up for Gaza, taking a proud stand against the genocide. But sometimes, subhanallah, the darkest paths can light up your way in ways that you never expected. So we're going to chat to Jess a little bit later about the full story, but I know that Jess lost her brand deal with a supplement that she was actually promoting, and not long after that, Primal Wellness was born, alhamdulillah. And this is why I'm actually so much prouder to be announcing this product and building some awareness around it for Jess as well. So Primal Wellness is actually a combination of ancient wisdom and modern science. I know a lot of people today, when they hear supplements, you think countless supplements. I know when I think about supplements, I imagine my late Nani and Nana's pull pack, and they had like these multiple pulls that they had to stack up over and over and over. And yeah, so this here is actually cleaning it down, simplifying the supplements with a smart, clean stack. And they are actually tried and tested by medical professions. So this, what you're seeing on our page right now, is what I received from Jess to try out. There's 3 body bombs and the A salt back as well. So let's first chat about the body bomb. Okay. If you're not following us on our social media platforms, please do so. There, we are sharing a lot of really nice images and video content, which really helps to make you understand the reviews a little better. For those of you who are tuned in audio only, basically what the people are seeing on screen is the sachet called Body Bomb. This is great for building muscle and lean strength. It's the creatine that obviously supports explosive power and supports muscle integrity. And then you have the health aspect for healthy skin, joints, and hair. All of us and all ladies want this. This collagen is hyped for a reason. It's hydrolyzed collagen that works from the inside out for visible glow and flexibility. It also speeds up recovery, reduces soreness, and support and tissue repair after your workouts. And here's a really nice one for athletes or non-athletes. It's gut-friendly and clean, known to be rich in antioxidants as well as essential fatty acids. So that is basically what you can expect from the body bomb. I do have a video here as well, just to give you guys a little bit more of my personal experience with body bomb. Check this out. So this is the sachet that I received. I love it because when you are on the go, you want a sachet. It gives you the mixing requirements here. You're going to mix 1 sachet into hot or cold beverages. So I tried it with 3 different beverages. On the video screen for our audio listeners, I have a glass of juice, and this is the first thing I tried to mix the body bomb in. Yes, I'm not an athlete, I'm very unhealthy, and I started the day off with a juice. So something that I just want to notify here is that it mixes really well. I did try and mix it in with a nice cup of hot karak. It does dissolve better in a hot beverage. What I noticed between both the juice and the karak tea is that it didn't change the taste in either. So I was very, very keen and interested to see, is there an actual taste to the sachet? And I actually tried out the final one in water. And I'm pleased to announce I'm quite a fussy person. I have a very fussy palate. Things need to be tasty for me to actually enjoy it. There was no taste. It dissolved relatively well in a lukewarm glass of water as well. And there was minimal taste. You can say it's completely tasteless, and I'm glad because this can be mixed with any drink, any morning drink. So whether it's your your coffee, your tea, whatever you want to have. Jess did advise me to try it out in the morning. So your preferred morning drink, if you're a healthy person, a cup of lemon water or honey water with a squeeze of lemon, and just pop in the body one. It will be absolutely perfect, zero taste. I'm actually quite excited to see what it can do further. Yeah, so that one there was the body one. Going on to the next product that we have. This one here is salty AF. Don't worry, guys. I am not swearing on I'm gonna let Jess actually explain it. It's really funny. I love catchphrases like this. Talking to the Gen Zs, salty AF. This here is A plus salt. So this one here is a rehydrate product. And I'm going to tell you why I think this could be the product that pulled me towards the brand in totality. Okay. So this one here is, sorry, we got the wrong picture up here. We want the salt picture next, right? So the salty pic. Do you have that one? Sorry, guys. This one here is Body Bomb again. I just want to check with them for a sec. Small technical glitch. Give me 1 second, guys. I really want our viewers to see all the benefits of this. Okay, we're gonna get the imagery on for you guys as soon as possible. But basically, what we're talking about here for the salty one, this one here is better than water alone. It's packed with sodium, potassium, magnesium, glycine for a deep cellular hydration. So I absolutely loved the fact that I had this just after I recovered from a horrid flu. So, I was feeling absolutely down, really lethargic, out of it in totality. And then I started this, of course, with the purposes of giving you guys a full review, and it really helped. It truly, honestly helped me just get back to where I was feeling much faster than before. One of the things that it does have is that it reduces the signs of burnout, the chronic dehydration, chronic fatigue, balances your minerals so that you do feel better. It does, of course, fuel physical performance, prevents cramps, maintains endurance, and speeds up a recovery, which I can definitely vouch for having the flu here as well. So that one there is your A plus salts, salty AF. So I'm gonna show you guys a video as well of the package that we received from Jess, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit more.
Food Dog Adams here, professional EFC fighter and high school teacher. Uh, I've been getting a lot of feedback and interaction recently on my Instagram in terms of assaults, a lot of questions. What is it? Is it worth it? And honestly, being a professional athlete now the past year or so, I've been using a lot of electrolyte supplements. Assault does the trick better than anyone else in terms of replenishing the body. And in my last performance, you could see how the hard work that I put in, but more importantly, you could see how well conditioned I was. And Assault does have a lot to do with that. Yeah, super happy, super super keen to get my next stash. And yeah, what I also really like is the awesome sachets it comes in. If you're someone who's constantly on the move like I am, you don't want to be dealing with the scoop, having to funnel in your electrolyte powder into your water bottle. These come in awesome sachets that you can put anywhere in your lunch bag and just pop it in your water bottle. So yeah, super happy. And my next fight coming up will most definitely also see the results. Not only for professional athletes, if you're someone who just wants to keep hydrated in a better way, it's also the way to go. If I had to give it a rating, definitely A plus.
So that was obviously the review from an athlete's point of view. And something I just want to add, as a non athlete, I'm somebody that struggles to drink water. So, this is something that really helps me. I'm gonna put my review up next so that you guys can just see what it looks like. You saw in the video with the athlete, it comes in these really cool sachets, but I'm just gonna play this for you, and then Jess can actually talk a little bit more about the packaging as well. So, Jess is gonna. This is the body bomb one. Go to the next one. Sorry, video 3. So we're going to talk about the packaging. So previously we saw just the sachet, but because this one here is rehydration, you're going to have a few packed into one package. But Jess is really kind and cool, and she gives you a whole lot of different flavors. So I'm going to just let you guys see this. Okay, we've just got a small tech problem over here.
I've been getting a lot of feedback and interaction recently on my Instagram in terms of assaults, a lot of questions. What is it?
The
Is it
salt
worth it?
review. Check out
And
salt review
honestly,
video. Okay,
being a professional athlete now the past year or
stop this
so,
one.
I've been
about that. We just have a mild tech glitch over here. Um, just gonna resend this video into our tech file so that you guys can see it. I want you guys to see, obviously, the full packaging and everything. So while we're waiting for that video to upload, I'm just going to actually talk about it. It came in a little silver packaging. This packaging had 6 different sachets inside it, 2 flavors of 3 different ones. The ones that I received was the grenadella. It was pineapple and coconut, and one that I thought I wouldn't like, but it actually surprised me, and that was the grapefruit. So there was 2 of 3 different flavors, and like I said, I'm not an athlete by far. I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I'm struggling with my weight. I'm struggling to find fitness, and something that I do actually struggle with is drinking the appropriate amount of water that is required. So what we need is something that helps you to enjoy the water, but also doesn't affect the quality of the water, like all the cordials, the mocktail syrups, all of that, then actually takes away the value of the water. And with this product, alhamdulillah, mashallah, this product actually adds a little bit more to it, and it really makes it a better space for you to actually absorb it. So alhamdulillah, I feel like that is absolutely fantastic. Here we go, alhamdulillah. So our audio listeners, our video is now officially up. This is the packaging that you can expect. It's a foil packaging, and there you can see the 3 different flavors up there. It's salty AF, A plus salt, and here are the flavors. You can see the sachets are all different colors. This one here was green and yellow. We had a pink and orange, and then the purple going into the orange as well for the different flavors. So here I absolutely love that it isn't in a sachet. The athlete also spoke about how easy it is to actually just rip up the sachet. It's not just for athletes, guys. Busy moms trying to get in what you need. You're always in a rush. You just need a good bottle of water with you on hand, and then you can pop in this. And you're getting not just your hydration in, but you're also getting so much more benefits in it. So you can see here, it pours in, it mixes really well. You need to mix it into a 750 ml water. So preferably if you do have that amount. And as you can see, it shakes in really well. It does make the water a little bit milky, like it's got a mild milky tint to it. Here's the one I was a bit worried about because I'm not a grapefruit fan. I always found this really bitter, but it was really enjoyable. The flavors that Jess curated, it's subtle. You get a little mild sweet taste, and you get a tweak of saltiness in the taste. So I think that's exactly what I need as somebody who actually struggles to drink water. This one here could be my absolute favorite. This one here was the pineapple and coconut. So absolutely loved that one there. But Jess will talk to us a little bit more about what comes in the packaging. She was chatting to me a little bit about changing the packages and shaking up the flavors and things like that. So inshallah, after we get a hold of her, we'll chat to her about that as well. So that one there was the salt review. Okay, there's a third product, and I think this one here is more for the athletes. This one here is the Kriya Blast. I haven't actually tried this one here, but we're going to just chat a little bit about it, and Jess can fill us in a little bit later. Mixes fast, absorbs faster, no clumping, no bloating, and no nasties. It boosts cognitive performance, which is absolutely wonderful for more than just gym. Creatine isn't just for gym, it's brain fuel as well. So this is amazing during exams. I know we're going into June exams, and it's going to be your final exams, things like that. This is brain food as well. I love this one here. It says world's cleanest creatine made with German capture ultra pure, tested, and trusted. Proven muscle strength and size gains, and then backed by decades of research, no fluff, just results. So, obviously, that's more for the athlete side, and Jess is going to fill us in on her personal experience with that after the break, inshallah. So, we're going to go for a quick ad break, and we will catch up with Jess for more after the break.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
Abu Hurairah narrated that he heard the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, say, "In black seed there is a healing for every disease except death. Experience the health benefits of this ancient blessed seed by using the Tib Black Seed range. Black seed assists the body to boost immunity, regulate blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, and act as a potent antioxidant. Experience a holistic approach to health by introducing the Tib Black Seed range into your routine. Available in capsules, pure cold-pressed oil, and a vapor rub. Trust Tib Health Sciences for quality black seed products. For more information, visit blackseed.co.za. Available at leading pharmacies.
You South African, of course. You anxious about the future. We've got you covered. Build on your wealth portfolio with Randry Jewelers Gold Coin Exchange. Visit us at 151 Stephen Dlamini Road, Musgrave, Durban, or call us on 031 202 4700 for more information. Randry Jewelers Gold Coin Exchange, your passport to gold investment.
As temperatures drop and winter grips the country, the less fortunate in South Africa are preparing for the harsh realities that this season brings. Africa Muslims Agency is distributing blankets, clothing, and other essentials to thousands across the country. Sponsor a winter pack for 320 Rand or a blanket for 160 Rand and spread warmth this winter. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
You know, it's a wonder how kids get anything done these days. With all the distractions, when do they even get time to study? As a mother, all I can really do is make sure they have all they need to perform at their best. That's why I choose to include Sunfoil, triple refined pure sunflower oil with every meal I make. Naturally cholesterol-free and approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation as part of a balanced eating plan. So whether I'm cooking, frying, or baking, I know every dish will be a wholesome one. Sunfoil, now we're cooking.
Breaking stereotypes, moving boundaries, joining hands. Salam Media. Humanity sets the agenda.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to the second part of the Salam Media segment called Reviews by Riz. We are checking out Primal Wellness, and I am absolutely ecstatic to be supporting this brand because we know that the brand emerged from the smokes of something that we all proud to stand behind. My beautiful friend Jess actually lost a sponsorship deal as an athlete and was put in a position to actually fill the gap with a product that stands with what we all stand for. So, inshallah, we're going to be joined by Jess in a bit, and she's going to tell us every little detail of this, inshallah. Jess, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And thank you so much for this amazing review that you've done for me and for other Muslim businesses, Muslim-owned businesses. It really is just a wonderful service to offer.
Alhamdulillah, it's really amazing to be able to connect our ummah, and inshallah, Allah accept from us and, get the right people connected to the right businesses. That's our intention, alhamdulillah. Jess, I gave them a sneak peek of how the business was started, but you tell us the full breakdown. I mean, you were in a prime of your career. You had this beautiful sponsored deal by a well-known brand, and then all of a sudden it just dropped just because you openly vocalized what you believe in your heart.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. You said it so beautifully earlier where you said, sometimes out of the dark, what seems to be the darkest time, something beautiful comes from that. And that's exactly what happened. But at the time, I had no idea that anything beautiful was going to come from it. So
Yeah.
it was the beginning, it was like around October 7, like it was in a week of the start of this chapter of the genocide. And I had started to post more frequently than before, obviously on my social media pages. I had a
Mhm.
few sponsors. So my main income at that stage was athlete sponsorship based on the fact that I was fighting for an MMA title. And so that was my main focus was purely full-time training in the sport that I was doing, which is mixed martial arts, and preparing for a fight. And then the genocide began, and I started posting about that. Within 1 week, I lost every single one of my sponsors. So I had 5 different sponsors, and they literally dropped me one after the other. One of them gave me the opportunity to stop posting about Palestine and continue to keep the sponsorship, which I then declined to. But the others just said, "Sorry, we cannot be associated with you." Um, and so I
What?
lost thousands and thousands of rands within 1 week, and it seemed like even the organization that I was fighting for, it seemed like nobody wanted me to kind of be around at that moment. And so there were a few brands, but one of them was a purely electrolyte company, and that was the first kind of product that we saw a lot of Muslims were on at
Mhm.
that time was this
Mhm.
particular electrolyte brand. And so as word started to spread that I'd been chopped by this company, people started saying, but now, they're not on the boycott list officially, but
Mhm.
who do we get our electrolytes from? And electrolytes, whether you are an athlete, whether you are just, a regular person that lives a demanding life, but particularly for Muslims during Ramadan and on
Mhm.
Hajj, this product had been a staple, had become a staple in their lives because they'd seen how useful electrolytes can be when you're fasting, to start your fasting day, and also when you're performing your pilgrimage. And so the Muslim community was really saying, what are we going to do? You should just start your own product. And so the seed got planted there, but I soon learned that starting a supplement company is not something that you do overnight. So it took 18 months, but alhamdulillah, this is where we are today.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah. I know we obviously wanna talk about your business, but just tell me what it felt like. Obviously, this is a loss of income, and tell me what it was like to hold your ground at this point when actual revenue was depleting. It's not like your revenue was just flowing freely and you had alternative options to say, listen, it's fine, I can lose. That was valuable to you. It was something that you needed at that point in your life. Tell us what made you, like, just dig your feet into the ground and hold strong at that moment.
So it wasn't there wasn't anything specific that I needed to dig my heels in for. It was a no-brainer that if one of the things that I went into professional combat sports with, and with fighting professionally, sponsorship naturally is the other avenue of income. And one of the things that I was very clear of from the beginning with any sponsors that I worked with is that I wasn't going to work with a brand that I didn't completely believe in terms of the quality of the product. And there was obviously an assumption that our values were aligned, although there was never a specific conversation around Palestine. At that stage, it wasn't something that needed to necessarily come up. It wasn't in the media. It wasn't a reason for you to discuss that. But they knew that I was Muslim. I assumed they knew where I stood. But I've always been very specific that I wasn't going to work with brands that didn't align with values, and that was a subpar product. And I still stand by that brand's quality in terms of the product that they put out, but our values just don't align. And so when it was made clear that that was the case, it wasn't as cut and dry as them
Mhm.
just canceling and me walking away. There was a bit of a smear campaign that went on in terms of them saying, look, it's not that she's pro-Palestine, it's her brand of pro-Palestine. She's very extreme in her opinions. So they tried to paint me as, that they were working with other pro-Palestinian influencers, but what I was saying online was too much. And so it became a little bit scary because the response from the Zionist followers of that brand was a threat to boycott our gym. There were photos of my kids that were put online. It became quite scary. And
Yeah.
so in that moment, there was just a feeling of I need to retract from this public profile that,
Yeah.
that I created. So there was that fear, but there was never a fear around or a regret around, thinking that maybe I'd said the wrong thing or stood up for the wrong cause. So that was never something that wavered. But it did get dark and scary, financially and from a security perspective. But at the same time, alhamdulillah, we live in such a distracted world that people move on to the next thing very quickly. So it was hot news for 5 minutes, and then there was something else that needed people's attention. But even there was a period not long after that I did a humanitarian trip to Egypt, and I had threats throughout that process as well. So this was before our brand was launched, but knowing I was this pro-Palestinian fighter, I had just done another fight to raise funds for a Palestinian activist, or rather Palestinian NGO, and then we went over and did some work in Egypt. This was last year, and there were threats on my life at that stage and on my kids' life at that stage. So there's been these moments of time that have been scary from a security perspective, and
Yeah.
sure from a financial perspective, but never from a I should not have said what I said. And alhamdulillah, we're living in a world now where there are so many more people that are using their platforms, for good. And ultimately, when you have a big platform, mine's not huge, but it's large enough that people listen to what I say, I feel like
Yeah.
that comes with a responsibility. And that's a
Spider-Man
responsibility
hat.
that ultimately we're going to be questioned about, and I want to at least hope that I've done my bit.
Yeah, 100%. The Spider-Man quote, with great responsibility. So with great power comes great responsibility. So inshallah, Allah accept from you. So when you created Primal Wellness, obviously you had a stamp of what you want to you you need from it. What was your basic I need X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, so when I was working with this other brand and a few other brands, one of the things that was what coming up for me time and time again was, as an athlete, and it's something that Yassine, the other athlete, mentioned as well, something that comes up for you time and time again when you are traveling to compete, but even if you are a busy business person that travels frequently, is, you mentioned your nana's pill container. That's exactly it. Is you're taking all these things with you all the time, and it's
Yeah.
tubs of creatine and tubs of collagen. And so my main thing was, when we were sitting with, all right, we are setting up a supplement company because we want something that is on the right side of history, as a solution for myself first, and then for anybody that else that finds it beneficial. But we also want to make it better. So what were some of the pain points that we found? And the main important thing was, how do I put as much goodness into as few products as possible, for two reasons. The one is ease of travel. The second is, in the world of the supplement space and the world of the health space in general, people are always trying to sell you more supplements. Buy this tub for this and this thing for this. And besides it being expensive, it's very difficult to maintain the structure of needing to
Yes.
take these different things. It can become quite tiresome. So I wanted to stack as many things together as I could. And so we came up with two main products. The first being the electrolyte, which has got a high quantity of sodium, magnesium, and potassium in it as its core ingredients. And it's called A salt or A plus salt. You can say it whichever way you like. And the salty AF stands for salty and functional. And the reason we put the and functional in is, yes, there's a play on the AF, like you said, to get the young people to pay attention. But we added essential amino acids and glycine into the mix, which no other electrolyte brand has done. And so you're getting your essential amino acids, something that your body cannot make by itself. You're getting that through the sachet, and you're able to maximize your recovery and your hydration with those two added bits of formulation into that sachet. So that's the one product. And then the second product is Body Bomb,
So before
which,
we
yeah.
before we go on to the body bomb, I just want to add my 2 cents here. I know you were talking about it, obviously from the athlete's perspective and whatever the case might be, but from somebody from like the complete opposite who struggles to drink water, like the importance of hydration for you who's struggling to actually hydrate yourself. this is an amazing thing to actually do. Yes, you have a long way to go when it comes to your health, but when you hydrated alone, just that one simple aspect, add water to your diet, it can be so beneficial for you. So, for somebody who, I know I'm not the only person out there that actually struggles to drink water, I actually found your product wonderful. It's, when they said rehydrate, electrolyte, I was immediately thinking, oh no, will it be like rehydrate? Those sachets,
Yeah.
and that's yuck. Like nobody can drink that. That's
Yeah.
really something that you have to hide in a yogurt to get your kids to have. This was absolute pleasure. Like I actually get excited to drink it, and I enjoy it. It's just got that subtle soft sugary taste, a tinge of salt, and then obviously the flavor as well. So it definitely assisted me in getting water down. 750 mils of water never went down that easy for me, trust me.
That's amazing.
So that's definitely something I just wanted to add in before you got into
And
the body.
and so it's amazing that you say that, and I think that people often think that drinking more water is the answer, but actually you can be at a disadvantage if you drink too much water, because then you're flushing all your minerals out of your body. So the important thing is finding that sweet spot of how much plain water do you drink. But ultimately, if you're not taking in the right amount of sodium, magnesium, and potassium, that water doesn't go into your cells and actually hydrate your cells properly. And humans and animals seek out salt in their lives naturally. So you have
Mhm.
these animals that will lick the salt rocks and things like that. So sodium is a crucial part of, and high quality sodium is a crucial part of our diet, and it's very difficult to find unpolluted high quality sodium. So most of the salt or the sodium that you find is going to either be your regular poor quality table salt. The other option would be like a Celtic sea salt. That often has microplastics in it. We know how polluted the ocean is. And then the other one that people talk about a lot is Himalayan pink salt. And
Yes.
that, if you've done any research around that, they're finding that, it's not actually made in the Himalayas. It comes mainly from Pakistan. And how it's taken out of the ground is often through explosives. So that's pink
Oh.
tinge is actually from dynamite and explosive chemicals. So it's not actually good for you. So we use Kalahari desert salt, and that is mined here in South African Kalahari deserts, and it's taken out in a very sustainable way in order to use the highest quality kind of untouched salt that you can find that's unpolluted. So you're getting a high quality salt. And then the other thing I wanted to just mention is that yes, this is not a product that's just for athletes. Where I think it gets less attention than it should is with breastfeeding moms. So we often, you'll know, with you kind of walk out of the doctor's office and they tell you about jungle juice, which is going to stimulate
Yes.
your milk
Yes.
flow. And really, what's in that jungle juice is just a lot of sugar. There's no sodium in there. So, how does it actually? The only reason it gives you more milk supply is because you're drinking tons of it, but you're taking in so much sugar. And then breastfeeding moms or postpartum moms will talk about how
Mm,
they struggle to lose weight because they're drinking
mm,
pure glucose the whole time. So, I've recently
mm,
done a test with some breastfeeding moms about using A salt instead. It's 0 calorie, 0 carb, a good high quality salt, and it's sweetened with stevia and has natural flavors in it, so it's perfectly healthy and good for a breastfeeding mom, and they've seen such a good result in milk supply. So that's just another side note. It's
amazing.
not just for athletes, it's for moms too. And
Amazing.
if you're
Fantastic.
recovering from sickness, so sorry if you had
Yes.
some kind of
Yes. I
diarrhea or
actually
tummy bug. Yeah.
had an absolutely horrible flu that lasted a good 2 weeks, knocked me out quite badly. And it's like even though you took the antibiotics, you did the bed rest, you
Yeah.
just felt completely lethargic. And the funny thing is, I had this product with me and I didn't open it up because I was like, okay, I need to do it closer to the review so I can remember and have everything processed in my mind to say for the interview. So it just so happened that I took it a little bit later, and then like I just felt the difference. I felt myself. I felt much, much stronger. So I can definitely vouch for that. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the body bomb.
So the body balm is the first of its kind, by the way. It does not exist. I looked everywhere for it. It's a combination of collagen and creatine together.
Let me
And
I have a son who gyms.
yes.
And
Yes.
he saw this create. He's like, "Mommy, can I have this?" I'm like, "No, I need to review this." He's like, "Ma, it's creatine," and I'm like, "I don't know what's creatine, but I just need to do this."
So creatine does have this not it's not a bad rap, but it's got a kind of understanding in the gym community as being what you would use if you want to build muscle and you want to get really strong. But there's so much research coming out now around the other benefits, the cognitive benefits of creatine, and it's currently actually being tested with Alzheimer patients and high doses of creatine, how it affects their brain cognition and starts to minimize some of their Alzheimer's symptoms. So they're saying that previously creatine was something that was only given to men who were gymming.
Mhm.
Now perimenopausal and menopausal women
Ah,
who start to
you
experience
won me on
brain fog.
perimenopausal.
Mm. Who start to experience brain fog, creatine is becoming the kind of the product that's being reached for where that's concerned. So we all know about collagen and its benefits from a connective tissue, joints, cartilage, hair, skin,
Mhm.
nails benefit, gut benefits. So that's collagen. And then creatine is going to give you a boost from a gym performance perspective and also from a cognition perspective. And so putting the two together again, looking at how do we smartly stack things together to make it easy for people, it was a no-brainer for me. And I remember speaking to a friend, a family friend of ours who actually does own a supplement company, not ours. And I said to him, this is something that I want to do. I want to put these two together. I can't see that it's been done before. And he said to me, Jess, you're being silly because you're going to make half the amount of money than anybody else, because there's a reason why. We said sell collagen to one group of people, predominantly women. We sell creatine to one group of people, predominantly men. And now you're making money in two places. You're trying to put them together. No one's going to buy it. So alhamdulillah, I did it anyway because that's my personality. And it's
Yeah.
been really, really well. It's been
Well,
really
look,
well
you know what?
received.
I feel like the more you niche down, the better it can be, because the minute you spoke about the cognitive benefits and obviously the gym benefits, I immediately thought of my ADHD son, who is actually the gymmer. So, um, some of the things that we were advised, with attention deficit kids, it's more of attention regulation, and something that they benefit from is high performance weight training, keeping themselves physically active. That helps to keep them more regulated as far as the dopamine production and things like that is concerned. So, in that way, the creatine is for him, and in his study way as well, it will benefit him. So, I
100%.
feel like this is an absolutely beautiful product when it comes to attention deficits, or like neurodivergent people who struggle with attention or struggle with just a little bit of what they might need a little bit closer to the examination time. So it's actually a really wonderful thing to put together.
100%. So my son is also ADHD. He's 14. He'll be 15 in October, inshallah. And he's on creatine. He's on both creatine and the A salt because he's so active. And the two together, especially approaching approaching exam time, has been so
Mhm.
beneficial because a lot of what your cognitive issues can be dehydration. So you can have a headache because you're dehydrated. You can have brain fog because you're
Mm.
dehydrated. So we're finding that the two together for teenage students has been really, really beneficial. So what we've done with the body bomb is we've put it in a 2.5, it's 2.5 grams collagen, 2.5 grams of creatine. So the dose of the creatine is quite low, particularly to push towards women. So women who might be a little bit nervous about the creatine as a first thing, they're worried they're going to get too bulky or whatever. Men generally, and I'd say 16-year-olds up, could take 5 grams of creatine, which is why we brought in the third product, Crea Blast. And that's exactly the same creatine that's in the body bomb. It's just pure creatine, which means that you can take it at a higher dose or a medicinal dose. So for the Alzheimer patients, they're giving them up to 20 grams of creatine a day to help with the cognitive issues that they're facing. So I wanted to put the creatine as a separate product for those that are wanting to take a higher dose. And the creatine that we use, you mentioned it earlier, it's called Crea Pure. It's the world's cleanest creatine brought in from Germany. It's the only factory in the world that makes only creatine. Most of the other creatine in the world comes from China. and it's created in factories that are doing other things, whey protein, collagen, whatever. And so as a result, the creatine isn't very pure. In fact, if you put our creatine into a glass of water, the pure creatine, which I know you didn't get a sample of, and a creatine that you buy at a chain store, for example, the one will look very murky and ours will be completely clear. The one will taste like chalk and ours will taste like water that's got maybe little granule, aftertaste in it. So a lot of the creatine that you find mass produced is only about 30 or 40% in a serving creatine. And the rest will be your bulking agents and your fillers and things to plump the product up and make it more. And that stuff can create quite a lot of bloating, as well as some kidney problems, etc. So the cleaner your creatine is, the better it is for your body. And just one more thing about creatine is that it is a naturally occurring part of our diet. So we get creatine from red meat. The problem is that, and it's creatine is a precursor for ATP, which is your body's energy currency when it starts to move and exercise, and also power the brain. And so your body needs creatine to create ATP. The problem is that you probably need to eat about 1.5 kgs of steak a day
Okay,
to
sure.
get 5 grams of creatine. And so because we don't live that carnivore lifestyle for the most of us, that maybe our ancestors did, it's another way to get a good quality creatine in, and then you start to see the benefits.
Wow. Okay. Um, Jess, for the obviously, inshallah, we Salam Media will be assisting you in getting your product here to Josie. But prior to that, if there are anybody, any of our listeners, viewers that are keen to get a hold of the product and try it out before we actually start, assisting you in distribution here, how do they get a hold of you?
So currently we are available on the website primalwellness.co.za. And our online sales is the bulk of kind of what we do right now. And we pride ourselves, even around the country, of really delivering very quickly. Within 2 days, you're going to get your delivery, inshallah. So that's on the website. We do have a couple of outlets in and around, predominantly in Cape Town, but a few in Josie and Durban that are like your holistic, like a cupping doctor type of person, or a smaller doctors' practices, that kind of thing. And not at the big chain stores yet. And you mentioned something earlier, which has been a big kind of focus for me, is getting that medical approval. So we're finding a lot of interest in the functional medicine space. So pharmacists in small pharmacies, doctors working particularly in the functional medicine space, and then your holistic practitioners are all really excited about this range because it's so clean. And I find that there's definitely that, any hesitation that you might have about using a supplement, if you know that it's medically approved and that a doctor has said this is something that is safe to use, especially if you're, for example, a breastfeeding mom or a professional athlete that wants to make sure that they're not taking anything they shouldn't take, you want to know that what you're taking is clean. So that's the other part that we've tried to work, is that reassurance around quality.
Okay, fantastic. So, Jess, you left your website, and then inshallah, you guys can obviously check out Primal Wellness on Instagram as well. So that was www.primalwellness, PRIMALWELLNESS.co.za. So that's the Primal Wellness website, and then you can get a hold of Jess on the Primal Wellness Instagram page as well. It's been tagged on the Rezidi as well as the Salam Media Lifestyle Instagram pages. So you can definitely go and check that out. Just Jazakallah khair for your time. The products, I can personally vouch for it. This is not just promotion basis. I am going to be placing an order with you. Alhamdulillah. I'm very, very keen to, permanently add the A+ salt into my life, because I really want to, have hydration that's quality. So that is something I'm definitely going to get into. And inshallah, who knows, let's work towards getting a little bit more fit, and we can extend into the other products as well. And maybe we'll be back here next year and I will tell you my whole fitness journey, inshallah. And all the viewers listening, say a big Ameen for me. Jazakallah khair, Jess, for joining us this afternoon. It was an absolute pleasure hosting you and sharing your views for Primal Wellness. Of course, ladies, something I just want to leave you guys with. It is the last 10 days of Hajj, and spending and giving sadaqah is a means of gaining such good reward in these 10 days. So even if you make the intention of supporting Jess, supporting Primal Wellness, you know where your money is going, you know where their funding is going, you know what these people are supporting. So with double that in mind, you can, make the intention of looking after your body, which is an amana in itself. Make an intention to support people who are supporting the people who need that. Gaza needs us and the Palestinian needs us. So you know where your money is when you're looking at Jess as well as Primal Wellness. So that is something that I'd like to leave with our viewers and listeners as well. Jess, Jazakallah khairan. And it's
Thanks so
Assalamu
much.
alaikum wa
Walaikum
rahmatullahi
salam.
wa barakatuh.